Them approach, cleared on Zulu approach runway 16 right.
Cleared RNAV Zulu 16 right, United 1260.
West 260, Sky West 1359.
Yeah, 5144, County Denver Center, 125.9er. Take care.
T-933, contact the tower 133.3, good day.
53, the T-933, have a good one.
Approach 120.8.
55, good day.
United 49, if you're with me, 126.55, please.
Zeppelin arrival, got information, Echo.
United 849, Denver approach, you can expect a visual approach runway 17 right.
Yeah, 849, visual approach 217 right, expected, thanks.
United 1597, contact approach 125.75.
Approach 125.75.
2575, have a nice day.
You're not the greater.
190 or greater, United 1260.
Skies 5621, cross Jetson at 170 knots.
Jetson 170, Skies 5621.
540, visual approach runway 17 right.
Skies 5637, 1380, descending via Jagger 3.
Good afternoon. Traffic's 2 o'clock, 2 miles northbound. 737 01 1000. I get you unrestricted when you pass.
5 water speed 4668.
So 540, Denver approach, you can expect a visual approach runway 17 right.
17 right, requesting the RNAV Zulu is available, Southwest 540.
We have visual. Southwest 2004 approach.
2004 Denver approach, thanks. Cleared on Zulu approach runway 16 right.
Cleared RNAV Zulu 16 right, 2000.
So 2004 traffic at 2 to 3 o'clock in 2 miles westbound, level 10,000, 10,000 is an Airbus you'll see out there off your right side shortly.
Insight, 2004.
So 2004, maintain the separation from that Airbus in case they mess up the departure there.
That's a good plan, we'll do that.
2004, thank you, maintain 190 knots.
190 on the speed, Southwest 2004.
Just going to maintain 1000.
Present heading 1000 west to 4703.
Approach Scott 5853 is out of 14,300, descending via the KV2 with Echo.
Gas 5853, down approach, spectrum A16 left, visual approach, maintain 210 knots or greater.
210 or greater, Scott 5853.
Sky was 1359, thanks for your help, and contact tower 133.3, reflected later.
333, Sky West 1359, good day.
Southwest 2468, through traffic, guys, you're right to the east, correction west, parallel, contact the tower 135.3, today.
Traffic 135.3, Southwest 2468.
5031 airport, 10 o'clock and 11 miles.
Inside 5031.
5031 flighting 200 to join final, clear visual approach runway 16 left.
200 to join, clear visual 16 left, Skywest 5031. 0 descending via the Creed 3 with Echo.
CA53, turn right heading to 100, descend and maintain 10,000.
Right turn 100, down to 10,000, Scott 5853.
South 540.
Southwest 154, reduce speed to 250, comply with published speed.
Reduce speed to 250, comply with published speed. Southwest 154. Approach, good afternoon. American 990, descending via the Jagger 3. We have Echo.
American 990, Denver approach, you can expect a visual approach runway 17 right.
Expect 17 right, American 990, thank you. Is a Tishner expecting 16 left.
Gas 5149 approach, roger, and maintain 210 knots.
We'll slow to 210, Sky 5149.
I was 5853, turn right heading to 110.
110, Scott 5853. 4668.
To Salmon, and we are Echo.
Southwest 3512 Denver approach. Thanks. Good afternoon. Plan the ILS runway 16 left approach.
ILS 16 left, South 3512.
2004, reduce your final approach speed.
Slow it now, South 2000.
125.9er.
We'll take it. Southwest 154.
Southwest 154, roger, reduce speed now to 210. Cleared RNAV Zulu, runway 17 right approach.
Reduce speed now to 210. Clear the RNAV Zulu, approach runway 17 right, Southwest 154.
Water ski 4668, turn left heading 210.
210, water ski 4668.
Skywest 5637, turn left heading 260.
That's heading 260, Skywest 5637.
Is current, you can expect a visual approach runway 17 right.
PilotEdge.
17 right, and we do have echo, Southwest 2753.
United 849, maintain 250 knots, below 5.
949, 250 knots, below 5.
Denver altimeter 3004, descend maintain 15,000.
3004, descending to 15,000, 15,000.
Intercept the localizer, descend maintain 10,000.
210 to localizer, 10,000, water ski 4703.
Moment.
Airborne side pressure, Skywest 5637.
16 left.
The visual 16 left, 145 on the heading till final, Skywest 5638.
668, turn left heading 200, join final, clear visual approach, runway 17 right.
Left 200, join final, clear visual, 17 right, water ski 4638.
Skywest 5637, turn left heading 200, join final, clear visual approach, runway 17 right.
200 heading to join clear visual 17 right, Skywest 5637.
Water ski 4668, maintain 210 knots or greater.
210 or greater, water ski 4668. Alright, Southwest
149, fly heading of 145, intercept the localizer.
145, the intercept localizer, Skywest 149.
Skywest 149, just going to maintain 10,000.
Down to 10,000, Skywest 149.
Skywest 5031, contact the tower on 135.3, have a good night.
135.3, Skywest 5031, good day.
Skywest 5853, maintain 17 knots or greater until leap. There will be traffic off your left, joining the east parallel.
170 or greater till leap, Skywest 5853.
That's 5321, 187, descending via the Kipper.
Sky 5321 Denver approach. Plan the ILS runway 16 left approach.
Roger, Sky 5321.
Descend and maintain 2,000.
250, descend to maintain 2,000, 16 left.
He's on the ILS.
Skywest 5149, airport 12 to 1 o'clock and 25 miles.
Inside, Skywest 5149.
Skywest 5149, clear visual approach runway 16 left.
Clear visual approach 16 left, Skywest 5149. Here till Jewel, water ski 4668.
125.75.
12575, good day.
Or greater until leap.
170 or greater to lead water ski 4703. 93, descending via Tishner with echo.
Sky 5752 Denver approach. Plan the ILS runway 16 left approach.
Alright, ILS 16 left, guys. Firm 849, we'll take the Zulu.
United 49, roger, at Quickie, cleared RNAV Zulu, runway 17 right approach.
849 at Quickie, cleared RNAV Zulu 17 right approach. Denver Southwest 2453, intentionally get that RNAV RMP Zulu 17 right.
It's going to be visual, you're tied up with traffic.
Alright, no worries.
Southwest 540, reduce speed now to 210 and contact approach 125.75.
2575, flown to 210 now, Southwest 540.
0 to lead, contact the tower on 133, correct on 135.3.
160 to lead, going to tower, Skywest 5853.
Water ski 4703, maintain 170 knots to lead.
Maintain 170 to watch, knots to lead, water ski 4703.
United 652, turn left, heading 230.
Left 230, United 653.
American 990, contact approach 125.75.
2575, we'll see you today, American 990.
depart Yoke heading 170.
990 is with you out of 15,000. 7 via the Jagger 3. American 990 Denver approach, runway 17 right. 17 right, American 990. Water ski 4668, contact Denver Tower 133.3.
33.3, water ski 4668.
Southwest 154, maintain 170 knots or greater to Jewel. Contact Tower 133.3. There'll be traffic off to right as you join for the parallels. All right, looking for the traffic on the parallels. 110 knots to Jewel for the RNF Zulu, and then call the Tower 133.3, Southwest 154. You got it, take care.
Nice approach 120.8.
0.8, guys, 6752.
Florida contact, good afternoon. Traffic 2 o'clock, 3 miles northbound southwest jet at 11,000. I'll get you unrestricted when you pass.
What's your size? I'll do that, bro.
Skywest 5149, or do you speed a 170 to leave?
170 to leave.
Approach, guys, 6752, passing 16.6, send to Tishner. 0.1.
461, 82 tango.
Flash, guys, 6752.
So via the Wahoo 2 in information. Echo still.
Apologies, I did not recognize your stop.
All right, Southwest 43 to 78 arrival.
Alright, let's get this show started. Battery. External power is available. So we'll go ahead and connect that. Nav, seatbelt, smoking, emergency lights, check the lights. Crank on the ADIRS. And on that, we'll go to ADIR 2, IRS 2. And I'm going to need some fuel here. About 5.6 on the fuel. Start that transfer. It's 55 degrees at Denver, so we'll go ahead and open up the window. It's not too bad. Get some lights on in the cabin for boarding. We got people boarding now. Charts, Navigraph, and I also need the ATIS. We got fuel going. Today's flight consists of 111. So 0 fuel weight. Zero fuel weight, 57,878 minus 51,568 plus 1,000 I left in cargo is 73,10. So that will give us zero fuel weight of 57,878. 57,878, so I'm going to round that 8 up to a 9, 57.9. And 27.4. So I need 57.9, 27.4. That's where it looks for 0 fuel weight, and there we go. Get the APU fired up. I figured they were going to take off south. That's good. Couple of United flights, or that's Frontier, that's American. Okay. I just updated Traffic Global, so see what happens. Gen on, check our bleeds. APU gens available. Remove. Renew. Running off APU gen and environment. Alright. So, come down here. Altimeter's 3008. And they're taking off south, so we're going to plan for 2.5. I'm going to plan for 2.5. Well, I don't know. What's the wind doing? Let me look at the winds real quick here. No, it won't be 2.5. It's going to be probably south. So I'm going to plan for runway probably 17 right. I'm guessing 17 right. And Albuquerque is landing 2621. And I'm probably gonna go with 26. So I'm gonna plan 26 for the arrival. So we're gonna follow the IFR flight plan, SPAS 5, Zappa transition, datum, India 3, United 1399, cruise 340, Albuquerque, Denver, all that's good. File. Check that out in a little bit. So the way you can find this routing is you could just do a generic Denver to ABQ, hit find an aircraft that's similar, like an A320, and click on that, and these are real world flight plans that are being used right now. SPAS 5, Zappa, India. This guy filed 30,000, I filed 30, do I have the wrong? No, it's 34. No, that's correct. Okay. So anyway, I filed 34, but it's the same flight plan. And the reason you have to update your nav data is because last month this was, instead of the SPAS 5, it was it's been the SPAS 4, so it's got a totally different name. So that means we got to check frequencies. We have to make sure that all the frequencies are still valid. We are at Denver. There we are. Flight plan is filed, so we are good there. The weather from Denver to Albuquerque is pretty decent. It's got some clouds, but it gets clear once we get into Albuquerque. And then we'll get that here in a few minutes. Alright, so I need airport. Actually, I need Concourse Bravo. We are at gate 30. Where is it? $36. We're right there. B36. That's the coordinate that we need. So we first check the ERIC. We're current with nav data, so in it we are Denver to ABQ. United 150 and IRS 3951.5. $104.45. Align, and we'll get our clearance here in just a moment. So the altimeter was 3008. It shows 5340. 5340 elevation at Denver's International is 5433. So we are within 75. So we are within limits. All right. So let's get ATIS for Denver. So 3005, we're good on the altimeter. Departing, we're going to plan for 17 right. Current with India. All right. So we're gonna plan 17 right. So clearance is 1875. So go to 1875. Turn up the volume. GPS is primary, that's what we want to see. Ground control for 17 right is 121.85. Afternoon, Denver clearance, United 1399 at the terminal with India, IFR Albuquerque.
United 1399. Denver clearance for the Albuquerque Airport SPAS 5 departure Zappa transition, then as filed, climb via the SID, departure frequency 126.1, squawk 5715.
Cleared to Albuquerque via SPAS 5, departure Zappa transition, then as filed. Climb via the SID, departure 126.1, I think you said, and 5715, United 1399.
United 13.9, reback correct.
Alright. You definitely blew through that clearance pretty fast, buddy. Alright, so we are good to 340. So, Denver,
Sierra Connect, NorCal approach 121.3.
7 right. And we're going to fly the SPAS 5 Zappa transition. 7 right, SPAS 5 Zappa. Insert. And then we're going to go to Albuquerque, and since I know the landing on the west, we're going to use
across Gilroy, about 4,000, clear the ILS runway 30 left approach.
we're going to have Yankee 26, so 26 Yankee, and that would be from the
record 420, contact Phoenix Tower 11811.
Cyndia 3.
The 5, leave it altitude set up on discretion, maintain flight level 240.
And that RNP is from
Tower X 420 is on the ILS 8.
Record 420 Phoenix Tower runway 8
Cadet or Modem. Let's see.
20.
Cadet. Be from Cadet, and the transition is datum. Date me. Alright, so we're going to do that, and we're going to get rid of the disco between the SID and the star, and now we have a full flight plan all the way down to the ground. So init, wind request, init page 2. Now we handle our weights. This was Cheese. How you doing, my friend? Just updated my traffic global, so we're giving that a run over. So far, so good. Fuel should be good, so we can turn off the fuel. So we're going to enter into weight 57.9, 27.4, and the fuel was we'll err on the low side. We'll do 5.5. I'll give us our time. So we have 39 minutes extra fuel. Which is, I thought about traffic global, but yeah, I agree. I mean, I like it because mainly it adds sounds. So it's not the best for, like, I turn it off when I take off and land, but when I'm sitting here at the gate, I like hearing the planes land and taxi behind me and that type of stuff. So it makes it more immersive while you're just getting prepared to do your flights. One thing I need to do is, yeah, the volume's pretty good. I don't need to mess with that too much. So we got the weight perf, do 59.30. I'll get back to that in a second. I just need to finish this or I'm going to forget a step. 200, and then the MDA for that approach is 5728 and 5860.
American 420 squared.
Alright, so that's good. So now we'll be doing
American 420 taxi there via Charlie and monitor ground. Have a good night.
Charlie, monitor
okay,
ground, American.
so let me read your next question. How did it interact with ATC, you mean? So these are all the guys at the gates. These are the guys in the air. So the thing with this program is that PilotEdge does not see them on their radar. PilotEdge will only see their drones, their AI, but as far as PilotEdge is concerned, it does not interfere with the ATC. I have had zero problems. So even though like I just turn them off when I'm taking off and landing, and I have my own radar for it. So, you know, you can like click on any one of these guys and see them in the air, you know. But so, you know, I have my own radar for it. I have the flight schedule for departures and arrivals, and it just adds to the immersion. And like these guys, is there anyone taxiing right now?
Right, that power 384 clears Denver.
Yeah, here you go. Here, so we'll fly over here. Not fly, but
power 384 recorrect.
I think this dude's taking off. I'm gonna be in a rush with him.
Center 125.57.
But see, he has sounds.
Center 125.57.
So even though PilotEdge can't see these guys, it just makes my airports living and breathing. And it's totally simple to install. You just run the installer, tell it where to install, and you're done. Like there's no route, you know, taxi routes to worry about. There's nothing. See, there goes the gear. It's got really good animations. So you can turn off the labels to where, come back over here to the tower, to where you only see the guys in the air, or you can see them all, including the ones at the gates. Here goes someone taxiing over there.
November 6, November Delta, contact Fresno Tower 118.2.
So, you know, it just adds sounds, and you can hear the planes taxi, and then as long as they are using the proper runways, then, you know, I'll line up behind them. But the only immersion killer is when they're using the wrong flows. But that's okay, I just turn off the CSLs, which is really easy, because you just go to the traffic global settings and just reduce them to nothing, you know what I mean? So they're all gone. So now I have a little bit more sound. But yeah, I mean, it's really a lot of fun. I always hoped that, you know, that PA, ATC, and Traffic Global, I think, does work together. There's it says compatibility, XATC chatter, and 124th ATC. Those are the two ATC for AI ATC that it says it's compatible with. 124th and XATC, and that's reading off the release notes from today. I just updated it today, so. It's cool. It looks better than World Traffic 3, kinda. Yeah, the I don't. This is my first one, and I only wanted it for the sounds and have the airports alive for PilotEdge, because, you know, VATSIM's different. There's always traffic during events, but on PilotEdge, I'm sitting here at Denver, and I'm literally the only one sitting here, so it just gives my airport some life when there's no anyone else flying. So it's perfect for PilotEdge, but if you fly on VATSIM, then it's really not something you really need to buy. But unless you like the sounds, I just love the sounds of it. Alright, so we are at
5087, expect on approach runway 8.
Denver. Grab the weather. Takeoff weight is 139. 945. Taking off 26, actually, no. So 17 right. Seven right. Tora 173.
Over departure, Tower 2639.
And we'll add the Tora there. Get our V speed, so 155 for V1 and VR and V2. 64 for the flex temperature. Come back over here and I'll put that in the perf. It was on the to-do list, but looks like they dropped it. Was put in the second hard basket. Yeah. Yeah, I never had, this is the first one, and this is the first one I've updated it. And like I said, so far so good. There's one feature to this that I'm going to try before I push back. And it's supposed to tell me the runways that are in use. So I haven't checked that out yet, but I assigned a key, which is an N key. So it's a ATC-ish, where it supposedly will tell me what runways are being used, but like I said, it doesn't matter. I got to use what PilotEdge is using anyway for runways. So it doesn't matter what Traffic Global says, but it's still kind of a neat thing I want to check out. Alright, so perf 155 across the board. And 64. Now one thing with this plug-in Traffic Global, you do not want it installed with XPilot. I've had a few crash the desktops because of it. They don't play well together, but it plays really well with PilotEdge for some reason, but not XPilot. Alright, we'll turn on the fuel pumps here. And autopilot per this, you said climb via the SID. Eugene, and I'll brief the flight, but we can go all the way up to flight level 230. We'll put on the altitudes.
Tango Hotel, clearance request with whiskey.
Let's do remove the fuel truck.
906 Delta Charlie, Eugene clearance on request.
And we'll drive away all of our guys. And then the brake actuator is always low on the first flight, so bring up the hydraulics, turn on the yellow pump for a couple seconds, 3,000 psi. That way that brake actuator goes back into the green, so hydraulics are good. Now I'll go ahead and brief the flight plan for you guys, and then we'll get out of here.
906 Delta Charlie, let's go to the northbound airport.
So we're going to plan
join the Victor 121.
For 17 right. He may give me 25. We'll see what he wants to do. The
departure frequency 119.6, squawk 7155.
Where's the
clear to northbound by the Eugene 1 departure. Radar vector.
So the wind is 080 at 14. So they're going to use 17 for sure. So then we're going to use the SPAS 5 departure.
So Charlie.
It's
Delta 50, the
right here.
Tower 18.7.
So basically, we're going to take off on this runway. We're going to read these turbojets only, RNAV, yeah. If your slower speed is required to meet crossing restrictions, let delivery know prior to taxi. So we have to be at 250 knots above 10,000, no problem there. But if you're in like a little biz jet, that might be an issue, so you gotta let clearance know. But anyways, we're gonna come out here to Ryder. Gotta be below 10,000 at Ryder, below 12,000 at JetX, and then we'll come down here to Spaz, and then we're gonna go to Zappa transitions. So by Frankie, we gotta be above flight level 230, and then Zappa. From there, we're going to join the Cyndia 3 arrival. So after Zappa, we're going to go to Datum, and then we're going to follow the arrival. So we got to pass DTEC between these altitudes, but at that speed, and then Cyndia, and then between these altitudes, that speed, same here. And then depending on Albuquerque's flows, we're either going to go this to Kirsten or to Cadet transition, and that depends on the runway. So if we're going to do 26, which is what I'm planning to do, we're going to go to Cadet, because from a side, you go on track 109 to cross Cadet at 9,000. And at or below 210 knots, expect RNAV, RNP approach, or radar vectors for final. So I'm going to plan to do the Yankee 26 from Cadet. So this is our IF Cadet, which is an intermediate fix, which is the last waypoint of the star. So that means we do not need to be vectored for final. We're just going to do a full approach. So we're going to leave the arrival and enter the approach at the same waypoint. And then the MDA for this is here, 5728, which equals 400 radar altitude. So MDA is minimums is MDA, which is your altimeter, and then it takes us down to about 400 feet. So we have to see the runway 26 by 400 feet, otherwise we will go to the missed approach instruction right here. So that's it in a nutshell. So now I need to close up the doors. Check the emergency generator. Clear out the cautions.
Eugene Tower.
Go ahead and dim those lights.
South GA ramp, taxi with whiskey for IFR departure.
Shut the door, we'll lock it, we'll check FADIC.
796 Delta Charlie Eugene ground, runway 34 left, taxi via Alpha. Runway 34 left via Alpha, 906 Delta Charlie.
Yes, Captain. We are waiting for your instruction. Ground to flight deck. All holds and hatches are closed. Walk round complete.
Delete that. I think we're going to go this way.
Round to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Not. It's just as easy to turn back around. So we'll get that going.
Ground to cockpit.
Ground power 3 to 4 set. Charlie 2 short Alpha, taxi with Oscar.
Close this window.
3 to 4 Eagle ground, runway 25, taxi via Alpha.
Alpha 25, power 3 to 4.
Okay, watch as we run over this guy in the truck. So let's update our fuels. We're going to air on the low side, so 5.4.
Are closed, ready to connect.
Still got plenty of time. Leave it on the second page of the init because it will automatically roll to the fuel prediction page, which will give us a CG that we can use for trim. Test our fires. And then I'm going to, let me see.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
I need to write that down. I've never seen that before. So home is center on me. Minus and plus equals zoom, and cursor is move center. What the hell does that mean? Move, I'm just writing this down. Cursor move center. F1 is legend. Okay. And F2 is show hide runway.
For 384 Eagle ground, correction Eagle tower, runway 25, good for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25, tower 384.
Alright, so these must be shortcuts for this map. So zoom out, zoom in, cursor, move to center. Center on you would be home. Alright, I understand what this is now.
Eugene Tower, Skyhawk 96 Delta Charlie, runway 34 left, ready for IFR departure.
You can't make it go away?
Delta Charlie, Eugene Tower, 5 runway heading, runway 34 left, good for takeoff. Fly runway heading, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff, 6 Delta Charlie.
Okay. There's really not a whole lot of planes moving around. There's one, whoops. So I zoom in. This is new. I've never seen this before. I just updated this stuff. So F1. Parking. How do I do that? It doesn't do anything. Let me scroll back out. Alright, so let's see F1. Let's see what that does. Okay. And let me put on ground control, which is 12185 for I think it's 85. We are going to go east, so 85. On 85, so let's hit end and see what happens. Apparently nothing.
Power 384, contact departure, good day.
Departure Power 384, good day.
I've set the button. Let's try end again. No, it didn't do anything. And now the, oh there it is, okay. So let's see what F2 does. That does nothing. I'm hitting F2. I can get rid of the legend, but F2 doesn't do anything, or I just don't know how to make it work.
Power 384, Denver Center, radar contact, cloud maintain, flight level 230.
Let's see. Oh. Okay. So that must be the wind.
There's 6 Delta Lee, contact departure. Contact departure, 6 Delta Charlie.
So are these guys landing on this runway? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, that's what that is. Alright, so... well, that's kind of cool, but I'm not sure what the end does. I'm gonna have to look in the forums to see what that does. Alright, so we're gonna back out to our left. So we're good to go there.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Down here, go to ignition number 2.
There's 6 Delta Charlie, finding 1
Minor
engine,
hydraulics.
121, resume navigation.
Get engine 2 going. You know, I bet this thing is not working because PilotEdge blocks the X-Plane's built-in ATIS. That's probably why I can't get the Traffic Global to tell me the little pseudo ATC thing, because PilotEdge blocks that from working. That's got to be the issue. Alright, so we're going to roll on 1. But that little map does give me a lot more information than it used to about wind direction and stuff, so that's kind of cool. And it shows the routing that the airplanes are landing, so that's definitely a huge improvement. Hey Eagle, how you doing, bud? So flight path view, scroll out. So I think this view is really going to be the biggest help. It shows the direction of the planes, the winds. Okay.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
We're gonna go, do we have 2 good engines? Yes.
November 8 Charlie Delta, contact Portland approach 118.42, good day. (118.42).
1+F takeoff config. Crew supply oxygen, we'll check our wipers. Not that it's going to rain on us, but you know. 05, 05, that matches. We'll check the O2. Good there. And we need to get our trim. CG 26.9 up 0.3.
Have a safe flight.
November 608 Charlie Delta. Portland approach altimeter is 3012 with information Foxtrot.
So trim is set. We'll check our controls. So flight control. I'm doing good, Eagle. Thanks for asking, bud. All that's good. Check that. Go electric. Engine. Get our taxi lights. APU off, pitot window heat on. And we are in mountainous areas, so I'm going to use terrain radar. We need to squawk our code, which is 5715. And then we'll get our ATIS again. So we're doing Denver, ATIS, D-ATIS, current with India, so nothing's changed. Altimeter 3005, runways, yeah, nothing's changed. So, wait a minute. What was it before? It was India. .3005. Check my perf data to make sure the right altimeter is in that.
There's your whiskey going.
Yep, that's good enough. Alright, so the India, the wind 08014, so it's going to be a nice strong crosswind.
For you. There's 0 Delta Whiskey, you can expect you on runway 13 approach. Do you want it from Puno or Hissig, full approach only, unable vectors?
Windows closed, doors closed.
November 0 Delta Whiskey, finding 310 vector for Hissig.
Alright. We're gonna taxi down here now. I don't need ground control to give me clearance to taxi in here because this is what is considered a non-movement area. We're actually taxiing on Bravo Sierra. So not until you get to these what are considered ramp holds do you need to check in with ground control. So we're gonna check in at ramp hold 4 East, and that's how we'll sign in there. 4 East should be on the ground markings up here as well.
American 2063 over to Vegas, please.
And the 4 is just the ramp, ramp 4. That's all that means.
Las Vegas Airport separate 1 departure. Sissy transition as filed, climb via the SID, squawk 3015.
Climb via the SID 3015, American 2063.
American 2063, read back correct.
Alright, 17 right is there's a 17 right has its own frequency for tower, 133.3. some CRJs at the end here. As soon as I get my my CRJ 700, I'll be hanging out at those gates, I reckon. Waiting for SSG to complete their CRJ. Really looking forward to that. I have 0 regionals other than turboprops. So I will need to check in with ATC up here because I can't obviously go out onto an active taxiway without first having clearance. So we'll hold up right here. Denver ground, United 1399 at ramp hold 4 east, current with India, ready to taxi and request 17 right.
United 1399 Denver ground order 17 right time via Mike.
17 right via Mike, United 1399. Turn up his volume a little bit. Alright, so Mike 10, 17 right, it's right up here. Mike is, so we have to go to the second taxiway. The first one is Lima, I think. So yeah, that's Lima. We're on BS. So the black is always the taxiway that you're currently on. The yellow is your intersecting taxiways. So we're going to go left on Mike. And we're on Bravo Sierra.
So this 1480 to Oakland Center, hello to send via the Silicon 4, arrival altimeter 29902. Charlie Delta Rayman outside of Charlie airspace, advisory of the airport in sight.
Alright, here we are at 17 right. Auto brake max, boom. Take off config test.
Portland Tower
normal. Systems normal. Engines are good. Takeoff data is still valid, so we'll wipe that out.
Finish ground American 2063.
Landing lights, strobes on. Let the crew know we're going to depart.
American 2063 Phoenix ground push to Charlie is approved. Expect
go to tower.
2063, Roger. We'd like to put our
departure is 126.1.
Thank you.
Portland Tower from train 608 Charlie Delta.
So I got that on the
11 miles
on the ready.
To the
so let's check it. Takeoff, auto brake is set, signs are on, spoilers are armed, flaps set, takeoff config normal, packs we will do when we get lined up. Denver Tower, United 1399, on short 17 right.
Got a 1399 Denver Tower, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
17 right, clear for takeoff, United 1399.
Portland Tower, Centurion 68 Charlie Delta is 10 miles to the northwest of the field.
Alright, let's go.
Centurion Charlie Delta, double check your position, radar indicates otherwise.
There goes a Spirit Airlines. Landing gears should go up. There it goes.
Yes. Charlie Delta
approaching
is 10 miles
17 right.
Alright, so we got a nice little 14 knot crosswind, so
12 miles south
it's going to be a little interesting takeoff. So we're going to do packs off for power.
Up, I apologize. 10 miles southwest.
Bring the engines up 50%.
On runway 17.
You want to bring up engines so where they're equal, so you don't be drove off the runway to the left or right. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed's alive. I was doing shared cockpit with my buddy Phoenix at about 80 knots. I would say 80 knots, and he would say check, because you check on the first officer side. V1 and rotate are both at 155 knots. So here's V1, rotate. Turn into the wind, positive right, gear coming up. Hold it at 18 degrees till 500 AGL, and then we go to climb thrust.
Contact Denver, approach
climb thrust, autopilot on.
6 up, Charlie, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
Packs coming back on. Spoilers unarmed.
I'm sorry, what's last call for Charlie Delta? 608 Charlie Delta.
Negative. United 13 and the 9, contact departure, good flight.
Over to departure, United 1399, see ya. Alright, departures 126.1.
Setting to 14 on the Kalo at the ILS 16 left from Kalo's India.
Power 384 Denver approach after Kalo cleared the ILS runway 16 left approach. Thanks for Kilo. However, India is current, not much change. Altimeter 3005.
Right, 05 on the meter and clear the ILS 16 left from Kalo. Start by that Power 384.
Denver departure, United 1399, SPAS 5, climbing via the SID, leaving 8,600.
Multiple aircraft at the same time. I got 906 Delta Charlie with Seattle Center. I have your request, the altimeter 3002.
Couple airplanes out there.
Yeah, 1399 Denver departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb maintain flight level 230, United 1399. So even though these have altitude restrictions below 10,000, below 12,000, once he tells me to climb to flight level 230, I can delete the altitude restrictions and just, like, I'm supposed to be under 10,000 at Ryder. Well, that ain't gonna happen because he told me I can go to straight to 230 unrestricted. So we're gonna get rid of the restrictions.
Roger, Delta Whiskey, descend and maintain 7,000.
Take out the flaps. 10,000 feet, landing lights coming off.
November 8 Charlie Delta, the airport just off your left side now at 10 o'clock.
Turn on the weather radar for the heck of it.
November 8 Charlie Delta, roger. And are you expecting runway 28,
nice.
Right?
Yeah, that was an interesting takeoff. I knew it would be a crosswind. So as soon as you
Delta,
take off, what I was doing was left aileron and right rudder to counteract the crosswind. And then after you leave the ground, then you just allow the plane to kind of crab into the wind and you just follow the needles. I'm just looking at the needles when I take off.
Left base for runway 28 right, runway 28 right, clear to
Cabin
land.
pressure is on the climb. Everything's green. Let's lower the sound to the engines a tad bit. Put the first officer side. Push that out.
Cross his SIG at or above 6,000 to 500. Cleared the RNAV runway 13 approach.
On our way to Albuquerque.
November 6 Delta Charlie, fly heading 230 vectors.
It's like all the planes are behind us.
For my 2, expect the...
There's another United guy.
ILS runway 4
Click on him.
From my 2, maintain 6,000.
See what he's doing. It's a neat program. So I'm going to fly full speed till we get to about 20,000 feet.
United 1399, contact Denver Center, 127.02.
Denver Center, 127.02, United 1399. 127.02. Denver Center. Denver Center, United 1399, SPAS 5, 11,900 for flight level 230.
United 1399, Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340, United 1399. So we're unrestricted all the way up. No need to put this in managed mode because there's no altitude restrictions to worry about. Push that out to 40 miles. Increase the gain on the radar. Not that it'll do anything, there's no rain in front of us.
Negative, no Ray Charlie Delta, it's runway 28 right. Runway 28 right, cleared to land.
Got ortho scenery for the entire flight and payware scenery at Albuquerque, the Mr. X Albuquerque, and his custom ortho, which looks really, really nice around Albuquerque. My plan is to do an RNP RNAV approach, so no vectoring. We'll just get hopefully a clearance to fly the approach before we get to the intermediate fix. Coming up on transition altitude at flight level 180, which point we're going to go to standard on MCP and the backup.
Terminating cancel IFR on this frequency or approach while in the air, or you cancel on the ground within 5 minutes of landing 122.2.
So down arrow,
Green change approved, thanks.
up arrow.
Cats 1 able, thanks sir, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you.
Still climbing out at about 1,600 feet a minute. So at about 20,000, I'm going to reduce the speed to 300 knots, and then this will shoot up to over 2,500 feet per minute. And then when I get to 30,000, I'll go back to managed on the speed. So it's just how I make up distance and time. I like to control the climbs a little bit more because I can control my cruise, because right now top of climb is 27, top of descent's 33, so it's really not much of a cruise. So that's how I'm going to change that to add a little bit longer cruise. I like to have it about 6-7 minute cruise if I can do that. So coming up on flight level 200. So when you call in flight levels, you don't say flight level 190-200. You would say flight level 193-4340. You always end up the second part as the assigned altitude. So it's always current altitude and assigned altitude when you check in with a new controller.
American 2063, runway 7 left, taxi via Charlie, Sierra.
There's 20,000, so we're going to back this down to 300 knots. And we're going to watch the vertical speed climb to probably about 2,500 feet per minute initially. Maybe even more. See if I make 3,000. Yeah. 3,300 feet per minute. That's just how I make up altitude. So that will shorten that will give me a little bit longer cruise for 34,000. It's Colorado Springs.
November 6 Delta Charlie, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000, 6 Delta Charlie.
Careful. Albuquerque, there we go. So I'm planning
6 Delta Charlie, turn 10 degrees right.
Yankee.
10 degrees right, 6 Delta Charlie.
So you have multiple 26s. For this one I want Yankee and not Zulu because Zulu will have different entries. Let's see if I can
that works for me. Power 384 at
show you here. So
6. Continue straight ahead on Whiskey Charlie.
26.
Golf southbound, left turn into the ramp at your discretion on this frequency. Have a great day.
And 26 Yankee. So we're coming from the north, so we're going to use Yankee because the last waypoint on the star is Cadet. So you can't use Zulu because we're coming from the north. So this RMP approach is really no good to us. I can't use it. So we're going to use this one because the star. Where is it at? Arrival. India 3.
Number 8 Charlie Delta, left turn when you're able to taxi the ramp via Alpha.
So it ends at Cadet, at which point we will start at Cadet. We will not need any vectoring to land because the approach starts at the first the first waypoint of the approach is the last waypoint of the star. So there's absolutely no vectoring to worry about. We just get cleared to fly the approach prior to Cadet, and then we can continue down. But if we don't have approval to fly the approach from Cadet prior to Cadet, then we just follow the last instruction on the star, and you don't start the approach until you're given specific instruction to begin the approach.
Southwest 1480
so
cleared ILS.
What do we do if by the time we get there, the airport flows change? Because WinCom for Albuquerque usually lands on 8. So right now we have programmed in 26.
Delta 2328
so
Portland clearance clear to Los
what
Angeles
we would do,
Cascade 2 departure, Jogan transition, then as
instead of making a left turn to go to Cadet, we would continue straight to Kirsten. So then at Kirsten we would need a different RNP. So approach. So I know runway 8 is what I would need from Kirsten. So we'll say RNAV Zulu 8. There's Yankee, so that's not the one I want. I want Zulu. That's RMP. RMP simulates a glide path. or like an ILS type thing. So here we are at Kirsten. So from Kirsten, be the Rayon, and then Arcart, and then Gazelle, and then we would land on runway 8. So it'd be the same thing, no vectors. You just get cleared to fly the approach, and then you fly the approach, and then you get clearance to land from tower, and then you're done. So what I'm going to do here in a minute or two is add in a second flight plan with the contingency that the airport may change flows. So I'm going to have this approach dialed in as a second flight plan, just in case the winds change and we need to change it up at the last second. I found that to be extremely useful when you fly online. That way you're set up for both directions. If I need to go to an alternate airport, that's easy in an Airbus. You just click any waypoint and click a new destination and then activate it, and then you'll have a new airport to go to. So I always use the second flight plan for the just the airport operations. Alright, we're at 30,000 feet, so I'm going to go back to manage mode on the speed. So now,
2063 Phoenix Tower, runway 7 left.
Top of climb, 2123, top of descent, 2134. So now we got a basically a 10-minute cruise. So that's how I extended my cruise, was by manually controlling my climb. So I'd have a good, a long enough cruise to do other checks that I usually do at cruise. So we can definitely put seatbelts to auto. They don't need to be on anymore. Passengers are free to roam around. At some point he's going to give me a higher center probably, because they have centers for lower levels and then they have centers for jetways that are higher than 30,000 usually. Not always, but usually. Or maybe he's just going to wait till I get like Albuquerque's center. We're going to be moving from Denver's area of radar coverage to Albuquerque center. So we get rid of that. We'll add that last.
American 2063, contact departure. Southwest 1488, contact San Jose Tower 124.0.
Go through our ECAMs.
American 2063, Phoenix departure, radar contact.
Checking everything's in the green. Fuel's even. Environment.
South 1488.
We're going to lower the air conditioning in the forward compartment.
Land, wind 340 at 6.
So to do that, you come over here to the flight attendant panel. You go to temperature, forward area, and we'll lower that to 22. So as I was saying, we are going to add a second flight plan. So we're going to go second, we're going to copy the active. We're going to change the arrival to RNAV Zulu runway 8. See, that was Yankee, the one above it, so we don't need that one. We need the Zulu one. RNAV Zulu. Not worried about a transition because we're only going to be worrying about the approach. But we do need the VIA, which is Kirsten. So we click on Kirsten. And then we can get rid of all the stuff above it.
November 6 Delta Charlie, when able, cleared direct.
So we're going to be flying from Cyndia to Volcano
4000, cleared
if
the
we
ILS runway
go the
4
other way.
Direct Mighty, cross Mighty at or above 4,000.
So the current flight plan will take us all the way down to Cyndia. If the operations at the field changes to where they're landing east, that's when we'll switch, starting at Cyndia. Then we'll go to Volcano, between 14 and 16 at 250, so that's already set. Then we're going to go straight to Kirsten. I'm sorry, aside at 250, between 10 and 11. And then Kirsten. And then from Kirsten, we're going to pick up the RMP approach to Rayon, Kirsten to Rayon, and then Arcart, and then Gazelle. And Gazelle's the final approach fix.
Number 825 Lima Delta.
And that tells me
Select departure, standby.
FAP, final approach fix. So we will set the MCP for 6,300 feet to cross Gazelle, at which point this RMP will give us a glide path, kind of like a ILS glide slope, at a 3-degree pitch down to the runway. And we can take it all the way down to minimums. In this case, would be 300 radar altitude, 5619. So we need to go to second perf, approach, MDA is 5619. And that again, it's for RNAV 8 Zulu, 5619 for the RMP. And we'll add in the weather. So we have to get the weather. That'll probably help. We're at our cruise. So we can get D8 for Albuquerque.
So it's 1488, thanks. Cross runway 30 right on hotel. Straight ahead to join Zulu into the ramp. And stay on my frequency. Good day.
So currently, and we'll double check it when we get closer, they're currently with Charlie at ATIS.
Number 825 Lima Delta.
The altimeter is 3006. Altimeter is very important when it comes to RNAV approaches, since it's not a radio signal. We're going to arrive on, currently we have it set to arrive on 26.
Climb and maintain 9,000.
The wind is 230 at 6 knots.
Departure Salt Lake approach 128.1. Squawk.
The temperature is 18 Celsius. And I'm reading that right in the meter. So 18 Celsius. These are your clouds broken at 30,000. 10 square miles, so it's clear. So RMP is perfectly fine for clear days. Especially since there's no vectoring, so it takes all the work away from the controllers. They don't have to do anything except authorize the approach. Visual approaches are in use. Departures, whatever, that's all standards.
When you're ready to go first line.
So I just need the winds, the temperature, and the altimeter. Come over here. And yeah, so 30.06. Temperatures 18 Celsius. I'm going to leave the wind blank until I update the wind. So you can click to right of any waypoint.
3499 Mike at 28,000.
Wind data, wind request, update insert. That will update all these times, top of descent, all that. It will update it. So now we can go to here and update all the primary. Approach,
2063, contact
temperature
Albuquerque, 18,
and the winds was 230 at 6. And if that changes, then we'll adjust. So that is done.
Albuquerque American 2063, 15, climb to flight level 210.
Top of descent, 2134. So we still got about 10 minutes, and then we'll be on our way down.
American 2063.
Also get a new D8 when we get closer. Get Albuquerque on the ready. Coming up to the star now. Alright, so we're going to park at the Alpha gates, which are right in the front. I lowered the temperature in the forward, so now it's 22 Celsius in the forward, 24 in the back.
Number 6 Delta Charlie. No traffic is there between you and the field. Radar service is terminated. Contact tower 118.45 today.
118.45, thanks for help today. 6 Delta Charlie.
So looking at SimBrief, it shows at date me, need 7.2 on the fuel, and that's pounds. So
Number 608 Charlie
date
Delta
me,
northbound tower. Call runway
let me
4,
see
clear to land.
here, 7.2. So that'd be, I need at least 3,200 kilograms of fuel at date me there. So 32. So we'll come back over to the sim. So datum 32, you go right arrow, and we're going to be at 3.3. So we're just over the fuel that we are planned on. So no problems with fuel. We'll verify the landing altitude. Elevation of Albuquerque is 5355. Auto land 5344. So that's using the barometric pressure and everything to calculate it. So that doesn't have to be exact. It has to be within 75, which it is. So we're good on the auto land, or the elevation. We're going to get to date me before our top of descent. Looks like about a minute. So we'll be on our way down once we cross over that waypoint. PilotEdge will broadcast ATIS, but when I'm in an airliner, it would be able to get D-ATIS, which is basically text, and in modern airliners that D-ATIS comes through the FMC. That's why we have this little FMC program for PilotEdge, because the Bravos, these airports, are equipped for text ATIS on PilotEdge, so I like simulating that. And then I monitor guard on COM2, which is 121.5. So I have that as an open line, because if anyone were to cold call ATC on guard due to an emergency, an in-flight emergency, I would hear it. So I would know if there's something going on ahead of me. And same thing with VADSIM. You always want to monitor guard on VADSIM, especially because if you lose comms or if you forget the frequency or whatever the case may be, you can always reach someone on guard. In the real world, on VADSIM and PilotEdge, 121.5 is guard across all boards. So if you need an emergency, you need to get in touch with ATC, that's the channel that will always get you a controller if need be. Alright, so when we are cleared to descend via the Cyndia 3 arrival, the lowest in the MCP for the runway 26 transition is 9,000. So we will set for 9,000 when we're ready.
Approved. Expect runway 10 left.
And then if we're going to go with the 26, we will lower the MCP to 67. afterward, once we're cleared.
1399, contact Albuquerque Center 134.6.
Albuquerque Center 134.6. Then I'll let the scenery load in first. You can tell it's loading in scenery on my frames. Alright, there we go. So now we are good. 134.6. Now we're going to talk to Albuquerque. Albuquerque Center, United 1399, flight level 340.
United 1399, Albuquerque Center, under descend via the Sandia 3, arrival runway 26, transition Albuquerque altimeter 3006.
Descend via the Sandia 3, arrival 26, transition 3006, United 1399. So he gave us a transition, which means verified. We're going to be using the cadet waypoint transition. So we are already set up for an RMP RNAV approach with no vectoring for a approach to 26, which is really a cool approach because the mountains will be on our left wing coming in. Now he said we're clear to fly the arrival. Does that mean I need to descend right away? Nope. It means I can descend whenever my flight says I can descend. So just because he says descend via the Sandia 3 arrival does not mean you have to start your descent. It just says you're allowed to descend. So when I start to descend, I have to let him know that I have started my descent. Whenever you leave an assigned altitude, when you're in IFR, you have to let him know. Now, if he said descend via, and if I chose to descend right then and there, then I wouldn't really have to say anything because I would have just repeated back what he said, started my descent. He would have noticed on his scope that I was descending, and all would have been fine. But since I waited, now we gotta let him know. Alright, we're coming up on top of the descent. I'll let the crew know. Here's a JetBlue guy about 38 miles away, 20 miles away. There he is. So that's traffic global. You know, PilotEdge can't see him, but it gives us some traffic to look at. It used to, in the old version, I could hover over the airplane and it would say where they're going.
November 909er Mike, the weather at Tahoe has been pretty much IMC all morning. We're going to have to put you on a different route to get you in there.
I forgot to descend, I was looking at airplanes.
909 Mike, one moment please.
Albuquerque Center, United 1399, leaving 340.
United 1399, roger.
And 99 Mike is ready to copy.
November 909er Mike, cleared to the Lake Tahoe Airport, present position, directly Hangtown VOR, that's Hotel November Whiskey. Join Victor 338.
So I'm going to add in some speed
VOR,
brakes
Sierra
to help
Whiskey
us
Romeo.
get back on profile since I was a little bit late on the descent because plane spotting. It's all good.
99 Mike is going to take present position to Hotel November Whiskey, then Victor 338 to Sierra Whiskey Romeo, then direct to Tahoe.
Number 3499
Be
Mike,
back
feedback
on
is correct, and report
back
when
on
you
course
have the
here
weather
very quickly.
for South Tahoe.
See that green dot
And then Mike.
in that squiggly line? That means the profile. So when the green dot is in the middle, then we're back on profile. That's what the little squiggly thing is. So once we're on profile, I can take out the brakes and we'll be good. Profile just means that we're going to pass within these altitude restrictions at DTEC. Like DTEC, for example, is between 20,000 and 28,000 at 270 knots. So that's what that's meaning.
2136, if I'm off by 2150, call back with your intentions later than 2150.
So we have to make sure we cross within the profile of those altitudes.
American 2063, contact LA Center 124.62. American 2063, contact LA Center 124.62. Thanks.
Oh wait, the wind's too loud right now. I'll turn that back up when we get a little lower. I mean slower. Albuquerque, straight ahead.
United 1399, contact Albuquerque Center 124.32.
Albuquerque Center 124.32, United 1399.
Number 99 Mike, descend at pilot's discretion to maintain flight level 240.
99 Mike down to 240 at pilot's discretion.
Albuquerque Center, United 1399, descending via the Cyndia 3, arrival 26 transition, leaving flight level 233.
Yeah, 1399 Albuquerque Center, roger. Albuquerque, altimeter 3006.
3006, United 1399. So every time you check in with a new controller, you gotta let them know what you're doing, where you are, what your assignment is. They have their strips that get passed along, but it's just a check and balance thing. So I told the next controller, even though it's still Marcus, the star I was on in the transition, which is the runway transition. So he can check his strip to make sure I'm on, that we're both on the same page, so to speak. So now the star is slowing us down to 270 knots.
United 576, Portland clearance, clear to Saginaw Airport. Portland 1 departure. Rudder vector is Yakima VOR. That is filed. Climb and maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 310 within 10 minutes of departure. Departure frequency 124.35. Squawk 2105.
So we are all ready with the ATIS when we get told to go to approach. Albuquerque approach 127.4 is usually what I get, so we'll get that ready.
Yeah, 576.
Flight level 180, we're going to go back to the altimeter instead of standard.
Delta 2328 Portland, ground runway 10 left at Echo, taxi via Kilo Echo.
So I'm going to use the altimeter that my weather injector is using, which is usually 10 minutes behind, but for an RMP approach, it's got to be as precise as possible. So you always want to use whatever the sim is using. And I use real world weather, but it only updates every 10 minutes. So sometimes the wind that shows up on the ATIS, which is pulled from real world data, could be a little bit different than what your injector is using, but Usually only within like 0.02 of a difference. So I could go either way, but might as well use what my injector says. So Albuquerque's elevation is about 6,000, so that means 16,000 would be 10,000 feet above the ground, so we'll do lights on at 16,000 feet. Missed approach, just to get an idea. RNAV Yankee 26, be climbed to 8,000. Runway heading to the Albuquerque VOR and hold. So we'll just bounce up to 8,000. Alright, transition altitude 3012. Get the standby set. Cadet, I want 190. So we're going to change 210 to 190. We're going to update it. That will help cross so I can use flaps 2 to help us descend faster.
November 825 Lima Delta, Salt Lake departure radar contact 7 miles east of Fairfield VOR, altitude shows now 900,000, climb and maintain 12,000, probe altimeter 2907.
Alright, so our ATIS is Charlie. Nothing's changed as far as that. So we are prepped for 26, which is right here, RNAV 26 Yankee.
Number 5 Lima Delta, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Say KABQ26. Put that in the air. And then max landing weight 65,000. We're at 61.1.
Contact Albuquerque approach 127.4.
Albuquerque approach 127.4, United 1399. Alright, so now we give a bunch of information. Albuquerque approach, United 1399. Descend via the Cyndia 3 arrival, 26 transition. Leaving 15,700, current with Charlie, request RNAV Yankee 26 from Cadet.
Unit 1399 Albuquerque approach, thanks for Charlie, altimeter 3006 at Cadet, cleared the RNAV Yankee runway 26 approach.
3006 at Cadet, cleared the RNAV Yankee 26 approach at 91399. Alright, so we got our clearance.
Delta 2328.
So that means we can lower this to the final approach fix altitude
for takeoff,
on the MCP for that RNAV approach. And the final approach for that is 67. So we're good to go. Looking good. Airport's just to the right of those mountains. So we're going to be going right by those mountains. It's a pretty cool approach. Normally you would turn on terrain if it was cloudy, but we can see everything, so no worries there. Seatbelts are on. Landing checklist. No ILS to worry about. We bump up the sound here.
Got a 576 to it. With Portland
tower's 120.3, so we'll get tower ready to go for our landing clearance. We're cleared to fly the approach, but we're not clear to land. It's a couple steps.
Number 5 Lima Delta.
One, you might get assigned an approach. After you're assigned the approach, or if you request an approach, they may say you can expect that or plan for it or whatever, but you're not allowed to fly it until you actually hear cleared to fly the RNAV Yankee 26 approach, which I was. So the next clearance I need is a landing clearance. So you first get assigned an approach, then you get cleared to fly the approach, then you get cleared to land. So it's actually 3 steps to landing when an approach is being used.
Number 825 Lima Delta Salt Lake City Center, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Alright, landing lights coming on.
Delta 2328, contact departure.
Portland departure, Delta 2328 is 1,800, climbing 7,000 on the Cascade 2.
Delta 2328, Portland departure, radar contact. What's your indicated airspeed?
Yep, we just got that warning. We're pulling back now at Delta 2328.
Okay, but what is your airspeed?
It was over 300, Delta 2328.
And you're aware of the speed restrictions, correct?
Affirmative. The autopilot just went a little haywire on us in this for a second, Delta 2328.
Flaps 1.
Delta 2328, climb and maintain 15,000.
Climb and maintain 15,000, Delta 2328.
You can go flaps 2 at 200 indicated. And I'm going to go to Traffic Global and just shut it down for now. And we'll turn it back on after we land. I don't want an airplane landing on top of us. Alright.
United 1399 is Zabco, contact tower 120.3.
At Zabco, contact tower on 120.3, United 1399. Flaps 3, gear down. Actually, raise the gear. We'll go to flaps 2. Go up to 190 for a second. Still got a couple miles. It'll be a hairpin turn. Check our perf data here. 30:06, 230 at 6 and 18. We're going to activate approach mode. It will do it automatically, but might as well. VDEV is active, so we're going to arm approach. That will continue to take us down. I'm going to reduce speed again.
Delta 2328, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
0.14, Delta 2328.
United 576, Portland ground, runway 10 left at Echo, taxi via Kilo Echo. TBM 909er Mike, contact Oakland Center 132.2.
Terrain warning, landing lights are on, I think, yeah. So you want to be fully configured,
Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 230.
or at least close to it. So right at Trammy, we'll go to tower. So you don't go to tower until you get to the waypoint that he said.
16,000, Tahoe altimeter is 207.4. Let me know when you have the weather, please.
Do auto brake too low. Do a cabin check.
Affirmative, 297.4.
Go to tower. Albuquerque Tower, United 1399, RNAV 26.
United 1399, Albuquerque Tower, good afternoon, wind 220 at 6, runway 26, clear to land.
Runway 26, clear to land, United 1399. Alright.
1,000.
So we're going to reset for 8,000. Because that's the mist.
Approaching 26.
November 909er Mike, roger. Yep, my last report is as of 21:32, so about 20 minutes ago.
Minimums is 400, so there it is. Autopilot off, my plane.
100 above. 300. Minimum.
A little bit of a left crosswind, so we're gonna aim for the little bit of the left of the center of the
200.
Runway there.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Delta 2328, contact Seattle Center 135.15.
Reversers on. Brake fan on. Reversers off. Gonna do high speed, looks like Alpha 5. You can always enter a high speed exit, which what these are considered high speed exits, in the direction that you're going, but you cannot circle back to a high speed exit without ATC permission. Only 90-degree turns without ATC permission.
Pilatus 572, Papa Charlie, IFR to Boise with...
And you always stop after the stop bar.
572, Papa Charlie, Medford.
So you wait till you're past it, and then you stop.
And 1 moment. Pilatus 2, Papa Charlie, Medford, grounds cleared to Boise Airport, Jackson 1 departure.
Get the APU going.
Rogue Valley VOR.
Wheels are fine. Turn off the wheel brake fan.
Lakeview VOR. Victor 357. Wild Horse, that's India. Lima Romeo, Victor 330.
Add in some ground
Boise VOR, then direct.
Stuff here.
Climb and maintain 1000. Expect flight level 230 within 10 minutes. Departure frequency Cascade approach 124.3, squawk 6214.
All right, we're cleared to Boise via the Jackson 1, departure Rogue Valley, Victor 122, Lakeview, Victor 357, Wild Horse, Victor 330, Boise, and then direct, 11,000, expect flight level 230 in 10 minutes.
Now I'm still on tower. You don't switch to ground until tower tells you to. And in most cases, tower will tell you to stay with them while you're taxiing.
Thanks for back, correct. Yeah, 1399 into the ramp via Alpha on my frequency.
Ramp via Alpha with you, United 1399, thanks, we'll see you.
Well, tower United 576 by Echo 10 left ready for departure.
United 576, Portland Tower, turn left heading 085, runway 10 left at Echo, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff at Echo 10 left, we'll have 085 departure at 576.
Baggage will be available on the carousel. We'll have that carousel number for you once the front boarding door is opened. If you have a receipt that says claim at gate, which is a pink tag given to you by the gate agent, you can pick up your items right outside the front boarding door. If you need any assistance getting off of the aircraft, such as wheelchair assistance, we ask that you please remain seated until after we have arrived at the gate so we can better assist you. For updated information on connecting flights and baggage claim, you can check airport monitors or download our free JetBlue mobile app. Next time you're online, be sure to visit JetBlue.com to learn about our True Blue loyalty program where you can earn points on all of your flights, starting with...
Speed limit on long taxiways is 30 ground speed. Typically for an airliner, you can do between 20 and 30. 20 if you're close to other intersections and stuff. If you're in a GA aircraft, you want to be about 5 to 10. GA aircraft can be blown around by the winds. That's why you don't want to get too fast on taxi.
Number 99er Mike, do you have an approach request?
Alpha 3. That's a fail.
November 99er Mike, roger.
This guy will disappear as I go in there.
The RNAV runway 18 approach from there.
I don't know how to save a gate. Let me see something. That's interesting. Can't even get the map to show up. The airplanes are here, but...
TBM 99er Mike, descend at pilot's discretion to maintain 12,000.
Oh.
United 576, contact departure.
Order departure, United 576.
Oh well. I guess that's not going to work for here. So we'll motor in here, and that airplane should disappear as I pull in.
Delta 2328 Seattle Center, yep.
Yeah.
Just confirming in Delta 2328, climb and maintain flight level 350.
There he goes.
At 576 Portland departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 15,000.
APU is on, shut down the engines. Gate's moving over. turn that. That's already off. I forgot to do that earlier. No biggie. I'll turn those off. Turn off our GPS. Disconnect. That's off. Batteries be coming off here. I'll kill the batteries and we'll close the door. Let's replay the landing real quick. Do the passenger review first, then we'll do a tower view. Say that was a nice soft landing. I can tell you what the FPS was. Not FPS, oh yeah, maybe it is FPS. So it's showing 294. Didn't look that heavy. Yeah, it was solid. Anything under 300 I'm okay with. Wait about 5 seconds for you to unpause it. Allows plugins to catch up. There we go. So now I have info. So that's the winds, huh? There's like no planes moving around. So 1604, this guy's landing. Where is he at? He's supposed to be on the ground by now. Guys, I don't even see the ground. Guess he's moving. Uh, 1624. This guy is not showing up. That's so weird. Oh well, good time.